So the Infinix Zero 8, the so-called $250 flagship at a budget price. But has that really been the case? Well, this is my experience review of the Infinix Zero 8. Let's go. Hi, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. Now, everything I'm going to critique and break down about this phone, the good and the bad, just consider the price of this is $250. So take everything into consideration at that price point. Let's start with the build and the design. Now, when it comes to that, it's probably one of the best parts of the Zero 8. Yes, it's not using any top tier materials, but the clever two-tone finish at the back, the unique diamond shaped camera module, and the curve at the back with a flat display does make it feel nice to hold, even though it's based on a large 6.85 inch footprint size. The placement of the power button / fingerprint scanner is perfect, but I do wish the volume rocker was lower or on the other side to prevent less hand reach. Plus, you do get a headphone port, USB-C, dual SIM, and honestly, overall, I'm pleased with the build and the design of the Zero 8. Let's move over to the display. You know, displays are something I really care about on a smartphone because to me, I feel that's the center and the central part of the experience to a smartphone and the interaction. And when it comes to it, I am a bit mixed, but at the same time, I'm not surprised at the decisions made at this $250 price point. I do love the size, 6.85 inches, nice size, and that near enough 21:9 aspect ratio, but it really does make overall the handling of it feel really much easier, especially at that size of the screen. Also, the addition of a high refresh rate 90Hz panel is also great. On paper, firstly, some of the drawbacks and some of the feedback I have for it, that it is a TFT display instead of AMOLED, which it does get decently bright outdoors, so viewing outdoors is actually pretty decent and good. Secondly, it's a 1080p display, which obviously for most people is going to be okay, but I do notice some pixelation, especially when it comes to watching video. And obviously, you know what, it's expected at this price point, so I'm going to put my hands up. That's a bit of a small reach for me when it comes to this particular part. But honestly, it's so funny, but my main issue is actually the unique selling point, the main selling point. The 90Hz mode really kind of seems off. And I think it's really down to that slow pixel response of the display, because you do get a decent amount of ghosting and blur, which is kind of low-key jarring for me. And I get it. When it comes to marketing smartphones in 2020 and beyond, having a high refresh rate panel is cool, but I would have rather have had an AMOLED 60Hz panel at this price. Overall, it's decent at this price. The display design has even enough borders, and it's a functional enough pill-shaped selfie with a good screen size. Now, when it comes to performance, this is my first encounter with the MediaTek Helio G90T. Mouthful. It's paired with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. Now, I'm not really much of a mobile gamer as such to really stress test the Zero 8 SoC, but overall, it moves along good enough. It really does seem to help that having 8GB of RAM, because obviously when it comes to things like app switching and task switching, it works smooth enough, and also multitasking with things like dual app split screen at the same time really does work well, better than I expected. The performance, again, it's not going to light your world on fire, but remember, this is a $250 price, so it's more than punching above its weight for sure. Now, battery, I have to say, when it comes to the battery and the charging experience, the Zero 8 is one of those budget phones that does so well here for the price that it starts to even make some of the more expensive flagship phones look kind of suspect. It's packing a 4,500 mAh battery with 33 watt wired fast charging in the box. Now, of course, at this price, you can't expect to have any form of wireless charging of any sort, but for me, the fact that it can charge from dead zero to 100% in 57 minutes is definitely more important at the price. So yeah, well done here to the Zero 8. Again, overall, the battery life is great as well. No real mention and focus of the screen on time, but it's gonna last you the day easily, no issues. Software wise, the Zero 8 is running XOS version 7 on top of Android 10. Now, honestly, I doubt very much you're gonna be getting Android 11 at all when it comes to the Zero 8. So this is something you've got to consider if it's important to you and you want your software updates, because I think it's just gonna be on Android 10. The software is feature packed as expected for Android, but sometimes the navigation and the overall UI at times felt intrusive to me, with odd few add-on apps and stores that really felt like they were getting in the way of the experience. I guess it's decent enough, but it's necessarily not going to be my favorite OS on top of Android being used. The software pretty much gets the job done. It pretty much is where it is at this price point. Now, when it comes to the camera, it performs as expected for a $250 phone. That's to say, it's not a Pixel 4a contender or killer, but it will kind of do the job if I'm being a bit kind to it, let me just put it that way. I would definitely say I recommend you to go watch my camera comparison with the Zero 8 that I did to see the full breakdown of the camera performance. But a quick rundown. Overall, as you can see, from what I look at it, I see the rear camera system as a dual system, because obviously with the main and the ultra wide, because the 2 extra megapixel sensors that are on there are near enough pointless to say the least. And I would actually give it some credit that at least a dual selfie at the front has got some form of functionality with an additional ultra wide there. And again, when it comes to the video performance, unless you're using a super stable mode in 1080p, you basically get no video stabilization in all the other video recording modes. Pictures are decent with good detail, but you do take a hit to dynamic range. Nighttime and night mode shots work okay enough. And again, it's definitely not in the leagues of the phones like the Pixel 4a, but it does what it needs to do at $250. Now, wrapping this up, for $250, the Infinix Zero 8 pretty much does what is expected on the tin. Definitely not $250 flagship like what they were saying, but overall it does what it needs to do at $250, and it's a decent enough phone. Not bad at all. That is it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.